Hey, what's up guys? Drip Drop here, and today we're going to be ranking all 32 tracks from Mario Kart Wii, and I'm just going to let you guys know right now, I tried to do this intro maybe 20, 30 times, trying to think of some weird criteria on how I ranked these courses, but the more and more I think about it, there really wasn't one. It's just how fun is this? How horseshit is this? Do I ever want to play this track again, or does it make me want to fucking kill myself? And there are a couple this shit makes me want to fucking kill myself here and there. For the most part, this game actually has some pretty good courses. And so I do have some hot takes. I will say, y'all might see a pick here and there. Y'all might throw your phone out the fucking window. You'll be like, what is this fucking guy yapping about? But trust me, when I say my list is correct, if you disagree, yours is wrong. I'm just going to say it right now. Mario Kart Wii is the game I've played the most, I love the most, have the most skill and expertise and time in. So my word is truth. Any other word you've ever heard is false. It's false information. I'm him. I do just want to say though, this list is not taking into consideration any of that crazy shit you see online, the ultra shortcuts or the glitches, any crazy shit you see on YouTube and you're like, oh, I want to try that, and then you get on, try it, and can't do it. That's not going to be on the list. I'll tell you that right now. None of that crazy shit's on here. This is just playing normally, playing down and dirty with the items. Because if you rank Mario Kart tracks without the items, there's something fucking wrong with you. I'm just going to say that. Man, who the hell's ranking these without the items? What the fuck? So, yeah, we're going to get in here. Expect some hot takes, though. I was kind of being a bit boastful there, but no, really, I do think everyone's opinion is valid. So if you have some disagreements, please drop them in the comments below, and we can have a hopefully civil discussion. But if you say some bullshit, I'm going to say some bullshit to you. I don't care. You start off saying something rude, I'm saying something 10 times ruder. Trust me. So, let's keep it civil. Let's just keep it nice and civil. Let's have a nice discussion, even though there's no need because I'm right and you're wrong. All right, let's get in there. Let's start off with the positives about this level. When Lakitu pulls you up out of the water, you have a cool ice effect on your kart. That's the end of the positives. This level is terrible. Easily the worst in the game. Ice physics on an already shitty layout. Oh my goodness. Terrible. You could get fucking Phoenix Wright and Saul Goodman to help your case. You're still not winning. It's the 32nd worst track in the game. I would never, ever, ever have seen anybody ever vote for this track ever. Period. Ever. This one blows. I don't really understand the thought process of taking one of the worst double dash tracks and making it even worse. The changing tide is kind of cool, I suppose, but other than that, this one's just not fun to ever replay, ever. At all. Cataquacks can suck my dick too. Those guys suck. Mario Circuit 3 suffers from a problem of not doing anything wrong, but it doesn't do anything good enough to really put itself above this spot. But to tell you the truth, that just tells you how good this game is, because from here on out, we got from C to S tier tracks. So, there you go. Look forward to the rest of the list. Most interesting thing about this one, though, is there's a boost panel right before the finish line that can give you a little boost. Grasping at straws here. This one's really not too crazy. I'm pretty sure everyone was expecting that, though. Luigi's Circuit kind of suffers the same fate, but it does have some cool, interesting shortcuts. And by some cool, interesting shortcuts, I mean one through a pipe yard section and one on a little ramp in the sand. Yeah, not very crazy. There are some boost panels at the end, though, which are actually slower than just drifting. But, they look cool, so fuck it. Take them. Even though Shy Guy Beach is this low on the list, we are at the portion of the list where if this course gets picked, I'm not complaining. I'll play it. It's fine. And I think that this level has enough in it to where it's worth replaying now and then. The cannonballs coming outside the map and exploding all over is pretty cool. The sidestepping crabs are pretty funny when they slap you. More so when they slap someone else. When they slap you, it's actually kind of fucking annoying. But the little pink ramps are also pretty fun to get a bunch of tricks on, and shortcutting through some of the water is pretty fun too. I really like the theme of this one too, the very tropical atmosphere. You gotta love it. Oh, Peach Gardens was one of my favorites from DS. This was one of the underrated classics. No, it wasn't. This shit is a mid. I won't lie. There's some cool sections kinda, and there are some cool flower skips with mushrooms. But most of this track sucks. I thought it was a popular opinion that this track was mid, but I find out online people are low-key kind of dick riding this level, or this racetrack, and I'm like, why? What's up? I try to listen to people's points about it. It's like, oh, the layout's fun. They got that part with the item boxes behind the chain chomps. That middle section, bro, that middle section's tragic. And then the theming isn't even that cool. There's like a ramp, but if you use the mushroom to hit it, because it's off-road, like you can't hit it normally, so you got to use a mushroom to hit it, and then if you use a mushroom, you slap right into the wall. And it's just, man, I wish I could put this shit in last, because I just have a personal vendetta against this course. But it is better enough than the last ones we just talked about, but I still think this shit is way overrated. Come on now. Yeah, I did put Yoshi Falls over Peach Gardens. What are you gonna do about it? I think it's funner. It has the cool little waterfall sections that you gotta use a mushroom to boost through, because if you don't, that shit's taking you way down in the middle. I like the fact that it is just a simple loop, but there's different ways you can go on each part of the loop. You can go on the regular bridge part, or you can go on the waterfall part. There's some boost panels here and there. There's not too many shortcuts you can take, but it's just so fast anyway, you don't even really need any shortcuts. I think it's just a pretty fun loop. Loop-de-loop-impo. Similar to Yoshi Falls, I think Ghost Valley is kind of just a simple loop, but there is a cool little shortcut at the start of it. And, well, I say at the start of it, but it's also the halfway through it, because this shit's so goddamn short. It's like the start and the middle are damn near the same part of the track. But it's just a cool little level. The atmosphere is very well. The fact that the walls fall off, the shittier you do. So, like, if you're really bad, you'll start getting rid of your own safety. I think that's pretty cool, but the level's not really long enough for that to have too much of an effect, really. But it is. It's just a fun, cool, little spooky, creepy level, and it has a really fun shortcut if you can pull it off, which isn't too hard to pull off, so yeah, it's fun. I like this one. Desert Hills is fine. That's about all I gotta say. There's some cool shortcuts here and there. Going behind the pyramid's kind of cool. You can go off some of the hills, but you don't want to go too far because you might hit an out-of-bounds area. Fire snakes are a little annoying to dodge here and there. So are the pokies. But other than that, this is just, cool little level. Atmosphere's fine. Everything about it's fine. It's just fine. I used to really like Moo Moo Meadows, like, a lot. I just always thought it was this happy, funny, little, peaceful level. And now that I play it now, I realize almost all the levels in this game are better than it. But it's still, I don't know why I keep saying levels. These are tracks. These are race tracks, not levels. But, I just, it's still a peaceful, happy little track. And there's the part where the cows come walking, and it is very, very, very satisfying to drift and dodge through them when they're crossing. But other than that, there's not anything too interesting here. It's just a, fun, happy-go-lucky little simple starter track. But it does have some slick little dodges with those cows, like I said, that do make it worth playing, every once in a while. GameCube Mario Circuit does its job quite well. I kind of wish Luigi Circuit from GameCube was brought back instead of Mario Circuit, but, it's fine. The sections that are good in Mario Circuit are good, but the sections that are kind of mid are unfortunately kind of mid. You go 1, 2, 3 laps, and it's fine, but you're never really wanting to replay it or really wanting a lot out of it. I've never heard anyone go, hey, let's play Mario Circuit from GameCube again. That one's really fun. But the sections are pretty cool, and, like the bumpy parts, like the piranha plants, the chain chomps and shit. I just think it kind of, there's better versions of this circuit in other games. I just think this is a very generic version of this type of level. Still pretty good, though. Bowser's Castle 3 is a good way of being an interesting and fun, track, with still using the same basic principles of the older Mario Kart tracks that kind of feel dated and boring. But I think this one hits a good balance of still feeling old and dated while also doing some cool, interesting things. And even though it's not in the upper echelon of the list, I do think they did enough to make this one pretty dang fun for the Wii rendition of it, anyway. Mario Circuit Wii is pretty generic, but I think it's fun. It's simple, but I think that works in its favor. This does kind of add some bonus points that it is the layout where you get your trophy and your congratulations. While that doesn't really add to the track, it is pretty cool. And then, I don't know, just the shortcut behind the Chain Chomp with the ramp. Just the Goombas sidestepping you. It's just simple, but I like this one a lot. Probably one of my favorite Mario circuits. And it doesn't even do anything crazy or anything, but I vastly prefer this one to Mario Kart 8's, I will say that. Jungle Parkway's theming is super good. Going across that big, like, orange kind of lake, illuminated by the sunset. Jungle is just so beautiful. And I'm not even dick riding this setting because it's a Donkey Kong themed track, because it's not even really Donkey Kong theme. It's just a jungle. And just because Donkey Kong has a jungle don't even really mean it's Donkey Kong's jungle. I think they just threw Donkey Kong's name in there to fucking make you think it's a Donkey Kong level, but it really ain't. And then there's so many memorable sections here. There's the big ramp over the pond, like I said. There's the boat. There's the bridge. Everyone remembers the bridge. There's like that weird kind of chocolate cave at the end that looks like chocolate dirt, whatever you want to call it. It's that little cave section. And you know, like I just said, the bridge where everybody just unloads their fucking items. Yeah, this is a pretty fun one, especially for N64 standards. I am glad they got rid of the throwing like coconuts and like shit, whatever they throw at you in the trees. I'm glad they took that out because that was kind of annoying. Some people like it. They thought it was unique, and I do think it's unique, but I'm also glad that it's only in the N64 version. That's just me, though. I think Mario Raceway will always be my favorite generic kind of grassy course. It just does so much right while keeping shit so simple. I don't even really have a lot to say because there isn't a lot to say. I mean, gameplay speaks for itself. It's a very generic course. But there's just so many cool little shortcuts you can take. You can take the ramp. You can go behind the piranha plant, the little pipe. You can go behind the fucking on the pipe. You can hit the half pipe ramp kind of thing. Well, it's not a half pipe. It's a full pipe. But you can kind of hit it like a half pipe and get the trick off at the end. You know, there's just so many cool little shortcuts. You do got to kind of be careful on them grassy hills, though. You can go out of bounds, but it's kind of hard to because you get some pretty cool leeway. I find it pretty easy to catch up on this track, especially with mushrooms, man. You can get so many mushroom cuts on this one. It's just a very flat track, and there's a lot of just kind of get up and go around. There's not too many walls you're bonking all over. I just think it's a very open, flowing, very fast course. And I think that they struck gold with having this one on the fucking N64, because this one's fucking gas. A good circuit track does not feel like a circuit track. And Daisy Circuit is one of the best and most beautiful circuit tracks. It feels like a damn city almost. You already know the shortcut where you go through the building there on the damn, I don't know what's going on in my voice. Oh, there we go. We're back. Whew. Sorry, I had a little panic there. You already know the shortcut where you go up on the stairs and boost out, but sometimes it's kind of slower if you don't have a mushroom, so you're better off just not taking it sometimes, not gonna lie. But it's still fun, so you're gonna do it anyway. Why not? And then you got the little tunnel section where you go fucking bob and weave through some of the cones. That's pretty fun. And then you got the simpler section near the end where it's just kind of two big curves. But you can have some strategy while going up on like the elevated platform to dodge some items, but you will go a little bit slower. I just think there's a lot of dynamics to this one, and it's pretty fun. And you can glide past the big like fountain statue things, and this one's just a really beautiful, fun one. I really like the orange skybox. It's perfect. And it also solidifies as Luigi and Daisy being a thing, which is 10 times better than Mario and Peach, in my opinion. Now, I already know. You're seeing Cocoa Nut Mall 16. This man went cocoa nuts. I understand you like this one. You got a lot of nostalgia. But it's a good track, right? I'll say that. It is a fun track. But it's not as good as everyone wants to make it seem. There are way better courses in this game to stand by rather than Coconut Mall. But it does have its cool moments. I just think it also has its shittier moments, and there are some turns in here that just feel kind of whack. And some, especially like some of the turns in like the gray, like, I don't even know how you would describe that. Like, it's like weird. It kind of looks like a fucking cheese grater. I don't know what part of a mall looks like that, but they're like some cheese grater turns that have like some pretty harsh angles. And there's just some weird boost panels in some like retarded locations that nobody like will ever go for. Specifically one where like you can like ramp off like a fountain. It's like, well, man, why even go for the boost panel? Just hit the fountain. It's already in the middle there. And the escalators, changing each round. It's cool, yeah, but if you go up the wrong one on accident, that's actually AIDS. You'd actually rather just turn around and crash your car and then just not continue the race. Going up the wrong escalator is so annoying. And then one of the only cool shortcuts really in the map, you gotta have a mushroom for, which is kind of lame. There's not really too many shortcuts without mushrooms, which I get a lot of tracks have, but I feel like there was a lot of opportunities to have some cool shortcuts here and there, and I just don't think Coconut Mall has very many of them. Besides, obviously that one. And then the outside part is kind of boring, you know, where like once you do that big boost outside, then it's like, oh, then there's just one little ramp. And then it's just like you're just pretty much just boosting on a big open parking lot until you turn to the cars. But there is like that big section where there's like nothing. And then, you know, you got the cars, which are pretty cool. I'll give you that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think this one's as good as everyone says, but I still do think it's a great track and a great game. I just think there are definitely some better ones that stand above it for me. I used to actually really hate Delfino Square when I used to play DS because I was not good at this game back in the day. But now that I'm a lot better, yeah, Delfino Square is one of the best Mario Kart tracks in DS, period. This shit is gas. This shit's really fun. It's a lot of cool shortcuts. You got the bridge, you got the sharp turns, you got everything that makes a good level. You know, and you know you got the pure shortcut too, which I've never really been ever good enough to hit, but I know it's there. Yeah. I don't know. I just like this one, and it's fun. It doesn't last too long. It's just every part's interesting. That's really all I got to say. This is a classic. N64 Bowser's Castle may not have aged the best, but it's still aging pretty good. You know, it does feel a little dated here and there, but it's still a pretty fucking fire track, which just goes to show how crazy and cool it was back then. You know, and I'm not judging this based on, oh, how it was back then, but this shit is still fucking, like, it has this creepy, foreboding atmosphere. You feel danger here. Like you do not feel safe on this racetrack. And just each section, it's kind of like an obstacle course. I feel like the Bowser's Castles kind of are, but this one more specifically, it's like each section is like an obstacle course of different attacks and different enemies. You got the skinny bridge, you got the wavy bridge, you got the big spiral up the castle, you got the end with the ramps. And then, like, if you hit the ramp wrong, you can fall into the lava and hit the buildings. And, you know, you got the thwomps that come down. You got the thwomps that go left to right. You got super skinny corridors. And it's just a hard track, kind of. You got the outside courtyard part, which is pretty cool, too. And just everything about this, like, everything in this track has purpose. Everything that's going on is, like, happening for a reason. And there's just a lot of cohesion, and it's just a very fun track to race on. I don't need to say a goddamn thing about Mushroom Gorge. You already know why it's here. It's fun. There's some cool shortcuts. It's not too long. Everything about it's fun. There's always a cool section going on. It's easy, but there's still some harder tricks to do, so it's not like it's boring easy. You can pretty much pick your difficulty. The mushrooms bouncing you around can kind of throw you off if you're not prepared. You can die in some bullshit ass ways from the items if you get hit at a specific time. They'll knock you right into the void, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that shit is hilarious. We all love Mushroom Gorge. See, I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I see a desert track, I'm thinking, okay, this shit's about to be fine. It's about to be mid. You know, kind of like Desert Hills earlier. But Dry Ruins is a pretty fucking cool one, man. You know, you got so much shit going on. You got a Yoshi Sphinx, which you can barely even see in the course itself, but, you know, is there. He's cool. You got Pokies. You got that small little oasis you can fall into. You got pillars falling down on you. Each lap, the fucking temple's filling up with sand, so you got to kind of change your playstyle each lap. You know, you're forced to hit the half pipe, so if you're not good at it, well, you're going to not do very good on this track. And don't even get me started on some of the shortcuts here, baby. Some of them fucking sand mushroom cuts, oh my goodness. This track always has something crazy going on at all times, and I love it. Is there one homie that don't like Waluigi Stadium? Is there just one? Is there one singular person that don't like this track? If there is, shut up. We don't care. This one is gangster. This one is so fucking good. And I will say, I didn't think I would ever say this, but I think the best version of this course is actually from the Mario Kart 8 Booster Pass. I never thought I would say that about the Booster Pass. But you know what? Luigi Stadium is just so fucking goated that it even got a glow up from the Booster Pass. And it was already fantastic, man. There's just so many cool parts about this. You got the fucking half pipe section with the piranha plants coming out of the pipes. You got some mud shortcuts you can take. You're fucking going through ramps, through fire rings. Oh my goodness, man. I gotta stop talking about this. I'll be here for a whole hour talking about Luigi Stadium. Or not Luigi Stadium, I meant Waluigi Stadium. My fault, man. He's just so forgettable. Sometimes I even forget that guy's name. Sorry. I don't even know if that's the sound he makes. I think it is. I don't know. I don't think I've ever played a game that he's in. to tell you the truth, besides like Mario Kart. This homie's been getting shafted by Nintendo. Put him in a game, man. Cracking in the top 10, we got Grumble Volcano. Now, I love this course. Similar to Dry Ruins, it changes each lap, and it gets harder and harder. It's spewing fucking eruption meteors. I don't know if they're called meteors from a volcano. I don't know what they're called when it erupts shit, but it's erupting explosion-y rock things that turn into flame. There's just shit happening all over. It almost feels like a Bowser's Castle track without Bowser's Castle, to kind of tell you the truth. I mean, there's enemies everywhere, fire snakes. There's so much stuff going on. Like I said, it's falling apart. It's changing each lap. You can fall into the lava. It's hard. There's some incredible, crazy shortcuts, dude. Everything about this course is amazing. You know, it's really good in Mario Kart 8 too, but I actually kind of prefer the Mario Kart Wii version just because the shortcuts are a little bit better. Okay, maybe not a little bit. They're a lot of bit better. Wii has some goated shortcuts, and I'm not even talking about the one where you can just get to like third lap in like 6 seconds. I'm talking about like the one where you like it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like near the end kind of. You can shoot across this big ass gap and like trick off a fucking rock, dude. That one's insane. At number 9, we got DK Summit. Now, a lot of people would probably have this in their top 5, and I think I would too if it wasn't for the snow. So you already know when a track is so good, the first thing I start talking about is the bad things and explaining why I have it so low. This shit is still number 9, and I'm having to explain why it's only at number 9. That's how you know it's a good track, man. The half pipes, both the double shortcuts, the cannon shooting you, all the great turns, man, everything. It's not even that long, but everything that's here is just fun. The only thing I don't like is just the snow can slow you down, and that is shit a little annoying, but you can also say it's your fault for getting yourself in the snow in the first place. But if you're boosting through the snow and you get hit with a red shell and now you're in the middle of the snow, that shit is not your fault. That shit is not fair, bro. Which is why it's Mario Kart Wii. Ain't nothing in this game fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. At number 8, we got Toad's Factory. Now, this one is actually, I would say, pretty difficult for being in the Mushroom Cup. There are some tricky parts here, especially at the end. I don't know why, but I always find it hard to hit the boost ramps in the mud. They're always changing and swapping sides, and I always fumble that part for some reason. I never hit all 3, like ever. It's never happened, ever. I've never gotten a good enough spawn to where I can hit all 3 while they're all active. I've tried, though. And then when I try, I end up landing in the mud, and that shit pisses me off. The fact you got a whole course about where the item boxes are made from the Mario Kart races is just so cool. And the fact it's a really good track on top of that, it has some banging music. It has the conveyor belts that switch between laps. It has some crazy shortcuts near the end with a mushroom and that ramp you can take, man. There's just so much going on, and it's so fun. And it's not even that hard, but it's still kind of hard, you know, because it is in the Mushroom Cup. But, you know, I don't know. It's fun. I love it. Love Toad's Factory. I don't know a homie who doesn't. It is a crying shame we have not gotten a remaster of this course yet. I feel like not enough people talk about Wario's Gold Mine, and I don't know why. What is there not to like about this track? It's tough, it's hard, it's fast, there's a couple shortcuts here and there. My personal favorite one's the one where you can hit that little ramp off like the little railing right there and get like a little boost. It's not crazy, but once you know it's there, you go for it every time. You gotta love it. And then there's also the other shortcut where you can go a whole ass other route where the minecart goes down up into, but a lot of the time you'll end up hitting the minecart trying to hit it, and then, yeah, probably, maybe don't go for it. But if it's open, go for it. And it's just fast, it's fun, it's fluid, it kind of feels like a fucking roller coaster in some ways. Yeah, I don't understand why a lot of people don't talk about this as one of the best tracks from this game. It's incredible. Coming in at number 6, we got Maple Treeway, and now we're down to some of just the best courses in Mario Kart history, man. Maple Treeway is so fucking good. I don't think I even need to explain why, man. It is just so good. I think everybody loves this one. It's hard, it's tough, it's beautiful. Every section is cool. You got the boost section. You know, you're hitting the fucking leaf piles and getting stars and mushrooms and maybe a nanner if you're unlucky. You got the Wiggler tree section. You got the part where you're on the skinny bridge. And then you got the part where you're shaking at the bridge on the end that's all wavy and stuff. And then you got the part where you can go through the secret routes in the trees. And you can go to the secret route where you go with a mushroom up top at the start of the race past the little arrow sign. Oh my goodness, man. This one is just so fucking good. And just man, this one is like one of the first tracks I think of whenever I think of Mario Kart Wii. This one is phenomenal, and it's only number 6. Coming in at number 5, we got my boy Moonview Highway. Now I think a lot of people like this one, but me myself, I really like this one. Although I will say though, I will get the bad out of the way. I do think the second half of the track is definitely worse than the first half. If the first half or if the second half was as good as the first half, this shit would probably be like a top 2 track of the game. I'm just going to say that. I do think the second half does fall off a little bit, but it's still a fantastic track the whole way through. So the first half, you're on like this valley on like the cliff side on like a night city kind of, and you can fucking ramp off the and drive up on like the fucking like sides of this mountain cliff area, hitting ramps and finding all these secrets and these boxes and all this stuff and ramping over the cars. And then the second half is when you go through the toll booth and into like the actual city part, and you're just driving and bobbing and weaving around the cars. And I do think it's a cool setting, but I just would have preferred the whole cliffside kind of aspect too. But, you know, I will understand that. It's a very dynamic track because it's kind of like 2 different tracks combined into one, and they just flow so fucking smoothly. I love how fast and frantic the cars are. I just love everything about Mewview, the music especially. Oh my god. And number 4, we got Koopa Cape. Now, who don't like Koopa Cape? I want to know right now, who does not like Koopa Cape? Everybody likes Koopa Cape. This is probably a lot of your guys' number 1. And I'm not going to argue with that. This is a great track. I love the fact that the rushing water makes you go faster. You want to be in the water. A lot of the times in the newer games, in like 7 and 8, the water makes you go slower and you don't want to get the water. But in this one, nah, the water is fucking shooting you forward. It is going through rapids and you are going rapid if you go in the water. I love that. And the fact you go underwater in this tube, man, oh man, I love the underwater tube part. And then you come out and you hit that quick drift, and if you go into the fucking waterfall, it's going to push your ass down into the depths of the unknown and you will be gone forever. I also like to start where you can hit that little risky ramp. If you hit it from the wrong angle, you're going out of bounds. So you always want to hit that ramp kind of careful. There's another ramp you can hit, and then you can go across that half pipe right there into the other ramp to boost right into the rushing water. Man, it's just no part of this level is unused. It's just everything just culminates together and just flows so good, and it's just so cool. And it's a fucking level based off the homie Koopa, one of the coolest enemies in Mario games. Out of the past 4 Mario Kart games, GameCube, Wii, 7 and 8, because we do not count Tour. What is that? Bowser's Castle from Wii is my least favorite out of those 4. And it is still number 3. Ooh, man, they've been cooking up with the Bowser's Castles, man. Wii Bowser Castle, there is not one aspect that goes unused. There's always some crazy shit happening. You got the turning road, the twisted turning road. You got the freaking 90-degree turns going into lava with thwomps hitting you. Oh my god. Even the spirit of Bowser's corrupted my voice. Do you hear that? That's how maniacal this castle is. I can't even talk. You got the fucking thwomps trying to kill you. You got this big-ass Bowser shooting fireballs at you. You're forced to hit the half pipe to dodge them. Similar to the Dry Ruins, where you have to hit the half pipes. You have to hit them here, too, to dodge fucking fireballs. And then you go a split path, which are pretty much the same path, but at least you get the illusion of a choice, I suppose. And then you got the part where you're dodging fire geysers, and then you got more thwomps, and then you got a part where you got to ramp off and then you got to ramp and go through a spinning lava bar. Man, and then you got more lava geysers. Bro, what the hell is going on in this level, man? There's just crazy shit all over. And the music is pretty good, too, because it is a remix of the fucking Maple Treeway music. I think it's just Maple Treeway slowed down, so you already know if it's doing anything similar to Maple Treeway, it's beyond goated. So, yeah. Coming in at number 3, the bronze spot, we got my boy Bowser's Castle Wii. There is a generally obvious disconnect between the newer courses and the retro courses in Mario Kart Wii. For the most part, they chose like a lot of mid-retro tracks. I mean, they did choose some good ones, but for the most part, it was overwhelmingly the older tracks were shittier compared to the new ones. But for them to go ahead and add the best GameCube track, regardless of all that, is crazy. Fucking DK Mountain is like a 10 out of 10 track, man. This shit is like actually almost perfect. If it wasn't for number 1, I would say this shit is perfect, but I think number 1 is perfect. This shit is super close to being perfect, though. I don't even think I really even need to say. I mean, what do I say? I don't know what to tell you. If you don't think DK Mountain is a good track, you're fucking dumb. I'm just gonna say, you're just dumb. This track is fantastic. You got the mountain, you got the DK barrel shoot at the start, but it's not an immediate barrel shoot like DK Summit. Like, you got to do like a little turn here and there. and the little zigzags before you get to the cannon. So it kind of feels like a little bit of a reward for a tougher kind of beginning drift section. And then boom, you're just escalating down this fucking mountain, doing tricks and shit off of it. And then you're going to like this jungly kind of section with boulders falling on you, and you can hit a pretty cool shortcut there. And then fucking, oh, there's like this bridge that's shaking all over. And then boom, you've already completed it. You're like, what? All that was the course? And it's like, yup. Now do it 2 more times, and it is fun all the time. It's super short, but it doesn't even feel short because you're just going on this fun, cool journey. And it's just, oh my god, DK Mountain's fucking fantastic. And no, it's not because Donkey Kong is my favorite fucking series. That's not the reason. It's just a fantastic track. Okay, maybe Donkey Kong does help it a little, but still, this track is fucking phenomenal. Wii Rainbow Road is the best Rainbow Road. Anybody that's going to say otherwise, stop it. 7's fine. It's good. It's not better than Wii. I can understand where you're coming from, but no. Stop it. Wii's better. The music, the atmosphere, the way the road actually looks. This is like my favorite. Like, the way the road looks is my favorite out of all the games. It's just everything about Rainbow Road from Wii is immaculate. It is perfect. If you don't like this track, I can't. I can't even articulate anything to say to you as a human. You're not human. This track is super hard, super fun, and super fair. It's not even hard in like an unfair way. There's like always like an obvious way where to go and what to do. It's so obvious how to even accomplish all of the challenges in this level. Everything flows together so good. The way it's meticulously made to just be perfect. Like, it's actually perfect. All the items are in just the best spots. Whenever you need your item box, it's there somehow. It's just always, there's always spots to trick. There's always boost panels somewhere. There's just always a way to gain speed. There's so many shortcuts you can take, like with the big loops in the middle. And oh my goodness, dude. This track is just so fucking good. I would say it is the only perfect track. I'm literally going to say it is perfect. There is not a single flaw with this level at all. I just nothing. Perfect length, perfect fucking challenge, perfect fairness, perfect skill, perfect shortcuts, just perfect atmosphere, everything. Everything is perfect. I want everyone to know who's watching this that you are important, you are valuable, and you are significant. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did playing Wii Rainbow Road. I hope to see you guys next time for next week's video, but if not, then this is the drop-off. Take care.